Welcome back, everybody. How are you guys doing? My name is Eli, and I will be your caster, producer, and observer extraordinaire today. And welcome back to another UTS stream. Tonight, it's going to be an exciting game for y'all. It's going to be the Valorant Intramurals 2025 UTS. I said that in the wrong order, but it's whatever. Quarterfinals. And yeah, just a reminder for everybody that this is the playoffs right now. So we are going to do a 3-day long run for the very end of this intramurals. We got the quarterfinals for tonight. We got the semis tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's not streamed, but tomorrow we are going to stream the Overwatch semis as well. But we do have the grand finals being streamed for y'all too on Sunday, April 6th. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So please join us for that stream as well to see who the ultimate winners are. And also another reminder for everybody that this prize pool is $200. So there is a little bit of money on the line. Not too much, but it's a-okay. But let's get started. Let's talk about the two teams that are coming in tonight. Team 1, we got on the defense side, blue side, as you would say, we got iBark for E-Girls. They are here to take that next spot in semis. And it's going to start with the flex player, Chris. And we got Initiator, Hypex, Ethereal playing that flex role as well, Fairy on the controller, and Sleeposaurus on that flex role too. On the other side, challenging them on the red side, or as the attack side, we would like to say, is going to be Saga's pookiebears with Afro Style, the leader, leading them into the charge on that duelist. Zone with the Initiator, Ionator with that flex role, Yorga Smith's boyfriend, you've seen them before in the last one, on that duelist. And of course, last but not least, another duelist player, Mr. A himself. We're gonna see them fight it out and see who's gonna come out on top. But before we get that as well, let's talk about the maps too. We do know that it's going to be a best of 3 series, so it's going to be slightly longer than the other Valorant Intramural streams that you guys seen from the past couple streams in the semester. So the maps that are going to be picked tonight are going to be, let's take a look. It's going to be starting off with Ascent. Then we got the Bind, and as well as the also hated, on my end at least, I hate Breeze. The decider of all is going to be that Breeze map, and let's get into it. Going into the game, let's talk about the map a little bit. Ascent is going to be that classic, after the changes, it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm also, with like the wall and everything, but I'm still expecting some, very classic compositions coming through. Vice has been really, really good. We saw that buff coming through for the Deadlock as well. So Deadlock is also be a very, very viable option for this particular map. But as we go into this first map, Ascent, and looking at the compositions, let's take a look at what they're going to play and what they're going to choose. We got first off, we got Hypex, locking in that Jet, of course. Ethereal on the Sova, Fairy on that Breach. It looks like the defenders, aka the E-Girls team, are actually have their composition on lockdown. They lock that super quick. Sleeposaurus is the sub for tonight, but they are going to play that also pivotal Killjoy. Killjoy's always been super strong in Ascent, able to hold down a site as well as hold that mid choke, just in case if there's a little sneaky player trying to sneak up, or just a full push towards that mid site's really good. Chris on that Omen, which is really nice as well. And Fairy's going to be playing the Breach. Very interesting, because Fairy usually plays controller too. So having Fairy on Breach, I'm definitely looking for that too. And on the other side, an attacker, I already know Yorga Smith. They didn't lock in yet, but Yorga Smith's always been playing the Yoru. We saw for last intramurals as well that they were super good Yoru player. So I am definitely looking for Yorga to show up and show out for sure. You got the Sova coming in for A, little Sova matchup, Ethereal versus A. Sova still super good on Ascent. Despite the reinforced walls on that B side, we still got quite a few places that you can kind of spam kill using, the Odin, or even with like an operator through mid. The walls are still kind of thin on that Ascent, despite that reinforcement, which is A-okay. Okay, but yeah, and let's take a look at the other composition as well. We got, Zone on the Clove. We also got a Cypher come from an Ionator, and Afrostyle is gonna go for the Neon. So we got two duelists there, and we also got the Clove. Clove is kind of like a semi-third duelist in my opinion. Ever since that, the nerfs came through, especially, it's been definitely real hard. But it's with the timers coming through, and then you also have like the reset as well. So it's going to be definitely a little bit harder for that control to play through, but it doesn't really matter if they get the kills. And what's one controller that has really bad smokes to do, which is okay. But yeah, let's get into it right away. First off, let's take a look at what the two teams are heading up and where are they setting up for sure on that defense round. That's really important. We got, of course, the kind of stack towards that A side, but also the hold on B between Ethereal as well as you got Ethereal on that A side, but it's gonna be Ethereal on that B side. Sorry, my apologies. So they're definitely looking to hold it down with the Silver as well as the KJ Util. But the lean towards B, it's going to be they're gonna be walking into trap. But look at that mid take. Look at that space taken towards that mid. Got Afsal kind of just playing it really safe, lurking up slowly, but a lot of spaces are being taken up towards that A main side. And with them slowly but surely taking the space, Hypex telling the rest of their team, hey guys, there's no one here. I think it's my B push, and they're pushing in indeed. Zone's already in for the count, and they're in, but they're not quite planted yet. But it's going to be a free side as the rest of the team is struggling to play that full retake option. But with one person lurking towards that mid side, it's definitely looking really dangerous for the mid players. York's going to get the first kill off rip, and it's going to be Zone playing on side. Dart's not going to quite spot them out just yet, but Ether and Sleeposaurus are already on. They're going to play really soon, and Ether gets a kill on the Ionator. Jorger Smith with another kill onto Chris, and it's going to be a 3v4 numbers in favor of the attacker. Afrostyle getting two, looking for the last one, and Ethereal by himself was get completely shut down by A as attackers win that first round there. Wonderfully done. Looking at the buys now, it's going to be the buy of the team of the Saga Bears and the Saga and their Pookiebears. So they're gonna guy up, Jorger Smith with that Spectre, two little Vandals up, but it's going to be really dangerous if they do lose this round. Remember, this is their buy round, so that can put the other team, the E-Girls, on a very good streak, especially with better buys. So I think the E-Girls right now, they're just looking to get as much damage, as much, utility out of them as much as possible. But you look at that stack towards the A side, they're actually going to go for a push, but with someone Ionator slowly but surely holding the line, trying to find something towards mid, doesn't find any information, does get it down, and Yorga's gonna go in with the Afrostyle. They're gonna both get it out, but it's going to be Hypex to get the first kill. They know that someone is there. They know that they're going to be towards that tree side. Doors are coming down as well, and it's Ethereal. It's gonna come through. 4v3, looking for one. Ionator gets the second one, and it's going to be Fairy as well as Hypex with the shorty holding it down. But with 3 people left on the attack side, they're actually doing really well considering a lot of guns were taken from them. Yorker's gonna TP towards that A main side, and they're gonna hold for as much space as possible. With the trip there, they're just looking for a push towards the tree because it's not really looking too hot for them. But A-okay, Fairy's on that heaven, does see the Dart. Dart's gonna not scan him out, but it's gonna hide from drawing some time slowly but surely as they try to find something, find anything. Hypex in the smoke, looking for the timing, but just thinking going for some exit frags. Yorga does have a Vandal. They are holding the heaven side for the rest of the team to get out. Fairy's gonna pop out, but get absolutely knocked down by A, and it's gonna be 1v3. Hypex does get finished off by Ionator, and the attackers win a dominant 2-0. Next round coming through, they did get to keep that Vandal, which was really good for them. But, next, this is going to be that also telling round with all the teams basically having equal firepower. Actually, the team of the E-Girls are going to get that full, rifles as well as a couple Odins there as well, paper thin walls despite the new updates coming through. But yeah, but they also have, a Bucky in the hands of Afrostyle for the team of Saga and the Pookiebears. So they're looking to convert this round and bring it over and kind of put the other team, put the E-Girls in such a bad position for that bye. waiting it through. They are waiting out that smoke, and they're playing as much time as possible. And Yorgos and TP towards that A side looks like they are going to hit that A, but off of the information, off of some steps towards B, they are going to smoke out B. That's one smoke down, taking a little bit of contact, take a little bit of space as much as possible. And Chris is by himself on that site with a little bit of help by Fairy in that tree side, but they do know they're coming through. Fairy's going to try to get that shock off, and they're in and they're out. They're going to go for that plant, and Fairy with the flash comes through, but doesn't quite land anything right there. As they're trying so hard to spray them through, Fairy's not going to quite connect the shots. It's going to be 45 health left over here as the Bucky is just so strong. Afro gets one, and almost great spray coming through, but not quite hitting it through. Afro with the Bucky, Hypex gets the kill instead, and Sleeposaur is there for some backup to provide, but it's just so hard. 1, 2, 3. It's 3v3 right now. Sleeposaur gets one as well. 3v1. Yorgo's been in these situations before. I've seen it. If there's anyone to do this, it's going to be Yorgo Smith's boyfriend. Gonna get one, but it's just the counter spray as Sleeposaurus finishes off Yorga, bringing it to a 1-2. That was a pretty good round for the defense side. Saga Bear and the Pookies, they were able to get a couple guns off, and this is their buy round, so it's 1-2. So this is kind of the more pivotal round now. Look at the buys here. Couple guns fallen in the hands of the E-girls, as they're kind of a little bit down in terms of the firepower. The firepower is kind of going back and forth. Yorgo Smith does have the dimensional drift, so they can spot out some information, especially as well as Util, with Sleeposaurus being parked onto that B site. So it's definitely going to be something that could really change this kind of round over and let them kind of, bring the rounds into their favor once again. But it's okay, no worries. Back onto the A side, they're looking for that space towards that mid. You got Ionator as well as Zone pushing up slowly but surely. Does spot out the drone, but the drone doesn't quite spot out them. They only spot out one person, and that's okay. Fairy's going to be holding with that Ares towards the tree side, as Yorgo Smith as well as the Neon, aka Afro Style, is going to go for that take towards main side. The stun goes through, does bait out the stun, and the smoke does go down as well. But look at the space being taken right now by Ionator. They do spot out Ethereal towards mid. He's going to try to get them out as much as possible. Dart's going to go through, spots information. Ionator is being spotted right now, trying to get out from that position. Really, really dangerous. Shock Dart's coming through as well, and it's Fairy still holding that space, and they're going to be taking the space towards that tree side. They do spot out Fairy. They know that they're there. Gonna get that kill right away, and it's gonna be Chris by himself on site, playing around the smoke as much as possible. But Dimensional Drift is just gonna spawn, and Ethereal goes down, gets kill onto Zone as well, and that is a take onto that A side. And it's gonna force the team, the defenders, to have to play retake here with their guns. But look at the positioning. We got Yorga, we got Afro Style as well, playing towards that main side. They're just gonna play off of each other because they got the numbers advantage. They don't have to peek. And as Hypex gets one, gets two, and it's going to be one more person. Sleeposaurus and get the turret out to try to spot some information, try to play it up. They know one person's left side. They're gonna hold it 1v3. Hypex is gonna end that situation. Doesn't quite get it, and it's gonna be A try to look through, and it's the turret and help from Ethereal that's gonna get the defenders to win. 2-2 rounds are easy enough. New buys coming through. Ethereal does have Hunter's Fury. We also see the Hunter's Shields available for A as well, and Afro Style does have that Neon ult, the zap, if you will. And both teams are doing well in terms of, getting their picks, going back and forth between, trades as well. But it's really been it's been pretty close. It's only 4 rounds in. We're on the 5th round right now, so it could be anyone's game right now. Neon Alt's gonna come through, and Sleeposaur trying to hold down the 4 as much as possible. It's not gonna quite connect anything. It's gonna be 1K, 1 shot left in the chamber, and it's just not enough. Zone's gonna help Avocell get that pick, and Avocell looking to get a little bit aggressive towards that CT side, looking towards window as well. They know that they're there. Yorga, Ethereal gets a kill onto A, and it's 4v4, but Yorga is 1 shot away from death. Punch Theory comes in, but it's gonna spot out Afro Style as Chris and Ethereal. They are here like a dynamic duo as they are, and it's going to be Ionator versus the last person. Can we get the kill on to Ionator? This is going back and forth once again. 3-2 in favor of the defenders right now. The Eagles are doing really good on predicting where they are, as well as using their util right now. I do think that, you know, maybe the breach util sometimes could be held on a little bit earlier, just because we saw earlier the breach util was being put towards that tree side to kind of stop that A push, but they weren't really through A yet. Instead of going through for that main, maybe go for the first contact outside onto the site. So definitely think that that could be a situation. Hypex does have an op here. So remember, Ascent, in my opinion, is still kind of more defensive side. So I'm definitely looking for the Pookiebears to kind of get as many rounds as they can. So when they convert it over to that defense, they're able to be in that better and more advantageous position. Jorgen Smith's going to try to play a little contact towards A. Oh my god, Hypex, you are disgusting. Gets a nasty kill, Jorgen Smith. And that is the raid bots down for the side of the Pookiebears, as the team of the E-Girls are just holding it down as much as possible. Chris in a position, trying to play, does dead beautiful head tap, looking for a second, doesn't quite connect the second one. It's okay because Barry's still there. They do know they got to pick off from that A side, and they're gonna grab the bomb as well. But Barry out about with the util out is gonna spot them through, and it's A to bring it out and get dies unfortunately with the bomb onto site. 2v4 zone is with the not dead yet, so still a little chance for a 2v4 situation. But with kind of Ionator right now, with Hypex and all of these players, Ionator right now trying to make their way over, but they spot him out with that trip, so he's gonna have to double back towards the mid side and try to play together with zone. These spike is gonna be placed on site, and it looks like they're gonna just go for a save here. They are not doing the hottest in terms of money after this round. They're definitely going to be broke. So the best that they could do in the situation is just try to go for, you know, some exit frags and, you know, try to make the other team or hurt the bank of the other team a little bit more, but just not quite enough right now. Coming through. Defenders win another round, 4-2. Again, this is one of those, you know, games where you will see kind of more of a back and forth. Even though they're up 2 rounds, it's still anybody's game right now. It really is, and definitely seeing that happen right now, as you know, the teams are kind of trading 1 for 1, 2 for 2, but no one's actually been kind of showing a super dominant round either way between the two. So definitely looking for that. But again, Hypex looking super confident with the op. They do know that there was an op towards that mid bot side, but now with Hypex stationed over here towards the A main, trying to hold it down, but not quite seeing a lot. Doesn't really know where they are. They're looking for that mid push, but with the smoke off, it's going to be kind of hard. Afro Style coming through, looking for a kill, doesn't get the gun out, so Sleevosaur is going to kill them off, and Sleevosaur is there with a little bit more help for V3 Ethereal, providing some backup fire, and they're going to try to get as much timing as possible for that bat. But Yorgos towards that mid side, knows where she is, and the kills, the shots are good. It's all good. Hypex gets a kill, another kill as well. Ionator gets one, looking for another one. But again, the bomb is down towards main side. They don't have bomb yet, and Ionator's stuck in this impossible position in this 1v3 with no bomb. The shots are not connecting as Chris finishes off the kill to get them a team ace. Shots coming through, and the money is definitely not looking too hot right now either. Lockdown available for Sleeposaurus. Chris also got that Omen ult for fast rotates, as well as for some information. But on the other side, we see Saga's Pookiebears. Look at their money. They're so poor. Only one person, Ionator, was able to purchase a gun. The rest of the team is going to have to force into a save, and that's going to be a hero gun. But whether that hero gun is going to be the right hands of the right players really up for debate, as the other team, the E-Girls, are just in for a great time right now. Has full guns, has full util, and you know, they're in a lot of confidence right now. They're doing okay, they're doing great. Operators is down as well, but look at Hypex making their way through being main, trying to stall for some information, find something, anything if possible, and does Oh my god, spots them out, gets the kill onto Einator, and that's the Sentinel down as they know that there's a push towards the mid side. Hypex so aware, great space take, but Fairy is now stuck over here trying to hold it down with the help of Ethereal. These two spotting something from here, just spot one, knows that there are multiple people there, trying to get the spray down. Ethereal gets the kill there, but doesn't get the kill onto A as A gets a clean headshot onto Ethereal. Sleeposaurus with the space towards mid still. And look at how clumped up together. 6, 7, and 0. We have AfroStyle, we got A, and we got Yorga Smith. They're trying to take as much space as possible. They're trying to find a method for approach. They're trying to find a method for attack. But it's just really hard right now. They know someone's with the tree side trying to get the kill. Does end up killing Fairy, but there's one person left onto site, and that's Chris. And don't let this guy fool you because he has this on lockdown. But look at the timing. Look at what's going on. We have Yorga Smith. They're trying so hard to come through. They know this is the thing. Gets the kill there. 2v2 with 12 seconds down. Gets one. Yorga Smith looking for another one, but Hypex 1v1. Spike's gonna go down. Plant's going through too, and Hypex with the dash to finish with the 3K onto A with the op back in line, and Defenders win 6-2 currently. Beautiful jobs by the Defenders right now, especially knowing Hypex. They know that the time is going down, so Hype's just gonna dash onto them. No care in the world. Doesn't really just have to get them off the spike even, but you know, getting the shots as well was beautiful. Yorga was able to get a couple picks there, but just was not quite enough there. Again, Hypex still has the op. This is the round for the team of Saga's Pookiebears to really come through right now. This is their bye round. They're going to be super poor after this, so they're really looking to convert this into something, if anything, just a round through, and also just change our momentum shift over. Again, Hypex playing so aggressive, knowing where they are, but it's going to be a quick little peek by AfroStyle to get that information. But Ethereal is going to get a smash kill as they come through. Einator's already through the Owl's going to spot some information, but not quite tagging through anyone. Einator's really close to the CT side, but it's going to be a free plant down for there. And Yorga's still towards the mid side playing a late lurk as the rest of the team are struggling. The defense is struggling to try to get through, and Yorga is going to know there's someone towards mid looking for the kill, gets that kill through, and it's going to be A holding it from the A main side, but Chris is already in. Chris is in and about with Ethereal. They're trying to get some kills. They know someone's A main side. They got to hold it, but it's just so hard with A. The hands of A, the Odin's just so good. Chris in a 1v4, and it's going to be Einator to commit that 3K kill to bring them back 6-3. Beautiful conversion right there. You know, that was such an important round for the team of Saga Bear and the Pookies, Saga's Pookiebears, you know, especially with the Dimension Drift as well as the North Path available. They got a lot of information util when attacking a site, or even just for trying to figure out which site to attack or where there might be gaps in the defense. But yeah, that was their buy round. So now they are in they're a lot better position in terms of econ. But on the other side, we have the E-Girls still looking really good in terms of their economics. Yorga Smith's gonna spot out Chris. They know where Chris is. You know, with that Yorga coming through, the darts coming through, they're trying to hold it back as much as possible. Yorga's gonna come through, and they're trying to find a kill. Chris gets a beautiful kill onto Yorga Smith, and Hypex is there to provide a little bit of backup for them. But with that kill down, Yorga, the raid boss, is going to have to force the rest of the team, the rest of Saga Bears and Saga's Pookiebears, to try to re-aggressive, find a different angle of attack, especially when it comes to right now Tree, as they're trying to go through Alpha style, pushing with that drone, playing off of each other. They're still gonna go for the 8 side. Smoke's coming through, but the rest of the team is still mid. Breach stun coming through, and Hypex, beautiful kill, beautiful combo play between Fairy as well as Hypex, and they're gonna now have to be forced towards that mid-sized. Bot's gonna spot them through. The Sleeposaurus gets a kill onto zone, but there's still more there on the line. Einator gets Hypex, and Ethereal gets a quick trade through. But it's 1v3. A with the spike down,
30 seconds
has
left.
to pull something
Right
off. They know where they are. They know where he is, and they know what guns he has. He has to try to find one, find two, but doesn't quite find anything. As Chris is gonna shut them down, bringing to 7-3. All of a sudden, We are 4 rounds up in favor of the E-Girls, and they're looking real confident right now, especially with the Hunter's Field still available for Ethereal. You know, that cover fire for Sleeposaurus too. Sleeposaurus was able to play a little bit aggressive, get their ones, and then leave from that mid side, leave from that switch in order to, you know, back up and not allow for more ones. Because the minute that Sleeposaurus is down, they're going to be attacking that B site. But with Sleeposaurus still alive, they're kind of stuck in that kind of crunch position and won't allow them to go forward anymore. And look at Hypex right now, playing so aggressive, knows where they are, couple shots fired, but not quite connecting any heads right now. And both teams are looking real careful. But Hypex and Yorga are kind of playing this kind of like waltz, you know, they're both, you know, looking for more space, both kind of going through back and forth. But yeah, it's gonna be a lean towards that B side. They know that the A side has been just held down by Chris and Hypex. So knowing that, they're a little bit worried about that. So it looks like they're going to be leaning towards that B side. But again, Ethereal as well as Sleeposaurus, they have been that dynamic duel as well on that B side. So don't count them out just yet, as they're able to provide a little bit more backup. So Sleeposaurus gets the stun through, is decayed as well, looking for one, finds one, trying to find a second one. Great awareness, not quite connecting shot, gets the second, but it's going to be traded by Inator right away. Bear doesn't get spotted as well. They know where he is. Going to be spot. It's going to be a flash coming through, and it's going to be the bomb down 3v3. The rest of the team going to York gets a beautiful pick onto defenders right there, and they're going to play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more safe, but also play numbers as well. We got the 3v2 coming through. Bomb is down once again. Again, the guns are good, but with Hypex still alive, again, we got the raid boss from both teams. Yorga Smith for one and Hypex for the other. Beautiful sum coming through, but doesn't quite connect through. Gonna get the blind, but the spams are real good right now. Hypex looking for a kill, looking for a connect, knows where they are, but not quite getting a pick as Yorga Smith gets 3k. Inator finishes off attackers 7-4.
Last round before the switch.
It's not over quite yet. It's not over for sure. Last round coming through before we switch it over. We got 3 ults available for the side of the E-Girls. Fairy with that breach ult. We also that's a rolling thunder. We got Sleeposaurus again. Lockdown. Ethereal still has a Hunter's Fury. Other side got a Hunter's Fury for A. So the both teams are in a the gunfire is pretty even as well. Minus Hypex with that judge, but you know, if you play really aggressive with the judge towards that B side, it can definitely find a little bit of value. Stuns coming through, they spot out a little bit of information. They know there's been a bit of picks. There's been a bit of shots fired on that A main side, but with the trip being broken by Hypex towards that B main, they know that someone's kind of pushed up. Chris gonna play for some information, does spot out one person towards A, knows that they're getting the orb now, and is going to be Afro style to try to go through with that all through, trying to find Chris, trying to shut them out, knows where he is, trying to find him, gets the one. Hunter Spears comes through as well, and it's a blind kill by Afro to back them out. 4v3. The bomb is gonna come through for free. But look at Inator with that sneaky lurk towards mid. But are they aware? Do they know where they're coming from? As the rest of the team are now playing it safe, the lockdown's gonna come through for Sleeposaurus. Was just very scared and very aware that there could be something. Wordsmith does get the kill onto Ethereal, but it's gonna be a 2v3. Lockdown's gonna come through, but Rolling Thunder as well for the help. It's gonna get Sleeposaurus instead, and with Inator right there to provide some backup, it's gonna be a 1, it's gonna be a 2, a clean up. 7-5. The attackers win this for now, but switching over to the next side, it's gonna be really a tell of time whether a Sun is truly a defense side or not. Again, Ethereal 14-9, Hypex 13-9, and we got Yorga Smith. Yorga Smith has always just been an absolute beast when it comes to intramurals. You've seen him in the past kind of streams as well. So 14-7 for Yorga Smith, I am not surprised as well. Inator also doing amazingly well, 13-7. Being able to lurk around as a Cypher during attack is really your job, and really has done such a good job with it. And it looks like we're gonna have to go for a quick pause as someone has DC'd real quick. 1 second. never mind. I think we are good, actually. Ionator coming through, and it's going to be a couple picks through. Etheria gets the pick onto A as the rest of the attackers are now scrambling to pick up the pieces to go towards that A site. But look at all the information. Look at how fast that they were able to rotate towards B. It's now going to leave that A totally free. One person left on site to try to provide a little bit more bait and potential, and it's Hypex trying to play the juicy bait. Look at how much time that they're buying. Even though they're going down, and gets another one. What is going on? It's only Yorga to shut them down. But with the 2v2 with one person being 1 health, Apostyle is half health here. The amount of time Hypex bought was absolutely insane. Smoke's coming through. They know where they are. Chris is in such a good position. Not quite connecting the shots. Gets one. Looking for the last person. They know he's on site, and Chris is going to finish it off. And it's going to be attackers winning the next round. Second pistol coming through, and really the start of that round had to be Hypex. This guy was jumping around back and forth. AD, sorry, my apologies, WASD, and still getting those kills was absolutely insane. Timeout's gonna start out right now as we go through, but real quick before we do that, you know, when we go into the timeout, we gotta really talk about what just happened there. Again, I cannot get over the fact that, you know, Hypex was jumping around like that. That was absolutely insane. Like, what the heck were we watching? But again, first pistol's coming through. We know that after first pistol, usually the winning team will go for that buy. And in this particular situation, you know, Sleeposaurus, the team of, you know, the e-girls, they are gonna go for those buys. And if they're able to kind of snowball a lead, they're gonna be in such a good position. But again, this feels like more of a defense-sided map. And with the Cypher on Ascent, Cypher is super strong. So Saga's pookiebears are also not out and or down for the count at all. 10 seconds left on the counter, and we're gonna go back real quick, but it's a-okay, no worries, we're chilling. But yeah, it's definitely looking really close. This game doesn't feel like one team is like overly dominating the next. It just feels like both teams are kind of playing it together. They're both kind of doing their jobs. They're getting their picks. They're getting their trades, and but they're also playing very careful. I was expecting Yorga Smith's team. I was expecting Saga's pookiebears to play a little bit more aggressive, because I feel like Yorga has been such a good duelist, but he's also been lurking around as a duelist as well. So that is definitely something that's a little bit different from what we saw in the past. But Hypex on the other side, we see how aggressive Hypex has been. So he's definitely been a beautiful bait on that B side that we saw last round, but also been a very good entry duelist. I hope so for this attacking side. And with 2 initiators, it's going to be hell for the defending team. You got the Sova drone, you got little stun coming through by Fairy on the breach. I personally just have a vendetta against Breach, because I just hate Breach in general. Breach players are fine, they're big head, but I just cannot with the Breach, you know. But anyways, besides the point, going back into the game, we will be coming out soon, but looking for a little bit of a timeout right now still, but that is a-okay. Just a reminder, and then this is a best of 3 series. That is going to be Ascent is our first map, which we are playing right now, and the other maps that we are going to have playing is going to be Bind, which I'm kind of looking for maybe a Vice or a Deadlock. I'm kind of surprised no one really played Deadlock for Ascent, just because Deadlock has gotten a crazy buff, as everyone knows. You know, got the net right now is a rechargeable ability, while the wall is now your a bot ability too. So you're able to kind of potentially get 2 nets down, which can really push back or hold a site or even take a site really fast. The other side, you know, we also got Breeze being that final map decider for the best of 3 for tonight. And Breeze is definitely, again, I personally hate Breeze, but I don't hate it as much as Abyss or what's another map I hate? No, I definitely hate Abyss the most. But yeah, so Breeze definitely a very interesting map, to say the least. And it's going to be definitely a map where I'm expecting a chamber, potentially a Cypher being played, or even a or even a let's say a Neon, or I think Yorga definitely will be playing Yoru again on that map. But but I do think Sova is a potential, but I do think maybe Gecko would be a good pick, as well as Breach is still a really good pick for Breeze. But yeah, those couple agents, but I definitely want to see a Chamber pick. Chamber has not been picked so much in the intramurals, in my opinion. It's mostly just been your classic duelist being ISO, the Yoru, Neon, Raze, Jet. But Chamber has been more of is a sentinel, of course, but you can definitely play super aggressive angles with Chamber, that's for sure. So Chamber definitely one of those agents that I kind of want to see come into play either within Bind or even within the deciding map, which is Breeze. Got a little rebooting back up the computer right now. Sorry for the wait, everybody, as A is now trying to get reconnected. Ping is back online, so it looks like we're gonna go back into the game very, very, very soon. So please sit tight. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, both teams are. We got Yorksmith is 3 out of 7 for that ult as well, but Hypex also 3 out of 8. Got some Ares coming through. You got some Spectres as well as you got some Stingers. Stinger has been my favorite gun to buy on kind of like a post pistol buy round and everything. So I'm definitely looking for kind of some looking for some value coming from that Stinger. And Chris with like 2,250 credits might be able to even upgrade to a Vandal next round and give that Stinger to anyone who ends up dying there. Now we're back into the game and we are back and ready to get some action once again. Let's take a look. Both teams are going to play real aggressive on the 7 side, and to be fair, they're both getting their picks, but they're going to hold it down as much as possible. But Chris, with a little bit picks, they're really trading it through. 3v3. Chris gets one, gets another one. It's going to be 2v3 now, but a lot of guns have gone out. And they're now trying to hold as much space as they can and try to get as many picks as possible. Ionator in that Heaven side, Chris has played Heaven before. They're waiting for the smoke. They know that potentially Chris could be here, so they're playing smart as possible. We're trying their best to at least. Chris gets a kill onto Ionator. It's going to be one last person, one more person for the count. Who is it going to be? And it's going to be A. A themselves are going to try to hold it through. They are going to go for their dart to avoid the A's. They try to spot them out as much as possible. And their goal right now is just try to get as much damage as possible in much space. But we're coming through with a stun. It's not going to quite finish him off, but he's so close to death and the bomb's taken down. Tick-tock on the clock, but it's Fairy to finish it through. An amazing kill for A at the very end, and attackers are gonna win this next round. But what happened just then? We got 4 guns gone. Chris is the only one. Once again, what did we say? Chris with the Stinger, gonna give the team a little bit of firepower, and with 4K in the chamber, able to buy a couple of sheriffs for the team. But again, that team, the E-girls, they lost so many guns off that. They were in such a good position in the beginning, but now their gunfire is like their firepower is not as good anymore, and it's now the buy round for the team of Saga and the Pookiebears. They're feeling real confident. They got some gun upgrades. They got full util and everything too, so they're definitely looking real comfortable right now. Real comfortable. Well, inching towards that mid side, does spot out Afro Style. They do know that he's there. The stun coming through, trying to find a connect. Beautiful pick through. Knows that there's one more person there, but it's gonna be Ionated to trade them out right away. And with the push towards that B side, they spot him out. They know where he is. Sleeposaur is trying to inch their way through, but knows that there's a camera there. It's the timing. It's just incredible. Chris can get spots through, and the defenders are coming out and about. Ethereal gets picked on by 8, and unfortunate timing on the camera, and it's honestly so bad. Sleeposaurs saw A there on the corner. The back was just exposed there, but trying to play patient with that trigger discipline. But unfortunately, the discipline ran out as the camera spotted him through, and he got absolutely sprayed down by A, holding it down. But this next round, full guns, all rifles, including an Odin for A once again. full rifles for the both teams, so this is gonna be real crucial. But look at that first initial pick towards here. Yorga's already so close to death as the rest of the team, they spray him down. Ethereal Yorga is down for the count as the E-Girls are now on site. They get a kill on the zone as well, and it's just a fast take. It's so fast. No cares given in the world. They know where they are. They're keeping them back. Darts are good. Scan some information through. Chris has that upper angle. The darts gonna come through stuns as well, and the smokes are coming through as well. Ionator trying to find one, isolates the couple players. Finds one. This last one alive, but Hypex to clean him up. Ethereal and a Hypex once again. These two players just on fire, 19 and 12 respectively for here. Hypex 18 and 12, and 3 people on the team, the E-Girls, that got their ult. You got that Omen ult, you got the Blade Storm as well as the Hunter's Fury to push them through, or even play post plan. Yorga Smith with the Dimension Drift as well as the North for Ionator, and both teams, it's still looking pretty even, but right now, the one team that is now coming out on top is really showing their colors and showing how strong they are as competitors. It's going to be the team of Ibark for E-Girls. What a name. And they're feeling real confident right now. Up 4 rounds, and they're gonna go for it right now. Hype's gonna dash in, try to spot some information. Doesn't quite see anybody. Knows that there's a trip. The dart trip comes down. Yorga Smith will get one close to the door. Knows that they're there. Can get spot out. 8 health left on the chamber. Not quite finding it through. Finds another one. 3v5. Hypex is real confident. Knows where they are. Holding them down as much as possible. But the timing is so good. Trying to find it. Doesn't quite find it. It's just up to Fairy to be the last one standing, but it's A to finish it through. Defenders are not out. The caster curse is alive as they secure another round. 10-7 in favor of Saga and the Pookiebears.
I have money.
Saga and the Pookiebears doing an amazing job right now. They are doing everything that they can right now to still stay in the game, and definitely that last round they did show it. They still got plenty of utility, plenty of money, and plenty of spirit, if for that matter. Yorga still has a dimensional drift as well as A with that Hunter's Fury. No kind of ult was really used in that situation. -1. Oh, what a dart. Dart coming through. Hypex does have the Blade Storm. They're gonna look real confident right now as A's gonna try to hold back, but it's just the back is faced towards the wall as they're trying to run away, but it's gonna be Hypex to pick them up, and all of a sudden it's already down to 2v4 situation. Yorga on the back lane trying to find a little bit of a sneaky pick towards the A main, but no one's A main side. They're all gonna play on site there. And look at Yorga. Knows where they are. Gets one, gets a second. 2v2. It's so possible. It's so playable. Dimension just coming through, looking for some information, trying to find where they are. Spots out one person towards the backside, and knows that both of them are on site over here, playing around the smokes, using the enemy smoke to their advantage, finding another one. Gets the down. It's 1v2 as Yorga and Hypex 1v1, but Ionator here for backup, and it's just a crazy defuse coming through as a 2v5 in favor of the E-Girls. Is really gonna be completely dismantled by Saga and the Pookiebears. Yorga Smith, so well played towards the A main side. You know, we saw how they were trying to play. You know, the E-Girls are trying to play very, very smart and play a little bit up. You know, got a little bit greedy there because they know there's only 2 people left alive, but they weren't covering their A main side open at all. So Yorga got 2 clean picks there, bringing it down to a 2v2. Sorry, it was a 4-2 earlier. And then Ionator there for some backup, gets the kill onto Hypex, uses a smoke to come through and just go around there to provide a little bit more information, a little bit more cover for cleaner engagements and to isolate those fights. And that was just so clean. That was so well done. And Yorga again with the clean shots onto Ethereal. This is absolutely insane. The numbers are already down by 1, and look at so much space being taken by A as well as AfroStyle. They know that they're not A. They know that they're not B. They know that they have to be towards that mid side. And look at the information. Look at the proactivity for this team. Saga Saga's Pookie Bears are really playing it so smart. But Sleeposaurus, they're gonna try to find a little bit of detail. They're gonna try to find something, this team, but they don't know that someone's being main side. Afro Style in line, just see the bot. They're gonna spot it through, and it's gonna be Zoan and it's Afro Style to hold it down, but the team is just so split up. It's so hard. Asperry's trying to find one, but Ionator just shuts them down. They're crunching Sleeposaurus. Sleeposaurus is gonna go down, and it's but there's just one person left alive, and it's Chris, but with the stinger and no bomb in sight. What can you do in this situation? All we can do is try to find yours, try to find a pick as much as possible, but it's too hard. The absolute proactivity coming through. York's been playing super aggressive, looking for one. Chris can quite find the connect. 10 seconds left, but I need to push it through. My god, that was an absolute masterclass of map control. We saw, again, Yorko coming through with the first initial, very confident aim, as well as getting that first initial pick. But then at the same time, Etheria and Zoan were able to take that space towards A. So they got so much information. They knew they weren't A side. They know they weren't B side. So they knew they had to be towards that mid side. So, you know, with as well Zoan holding it down for the side 2, and afterwards, Afro Style holding towards the main side. Despite trying to push towards B, they just couldn't. They didn't have enough control. They were just going down, and Yorko was down first, but it's going to be a trade coming through for Blue. It's Rolling Thunder coming through, trying to spot them out as much as possible. Ionator is so close to death, but doesn't quite get spotted out, and the 100 Spheres gonna come through trying to find one. Ionator trying to find it at the time, he finds one, and the 100 Spheres gonna connect to another one, and it's gonna be the enemy positions coming through. Ionator finds another, and it's a clean retake for the side of Saga Pookie Bears, and it's all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, it is a 10-10. What did I say? These teams are quite well matched. They're very even right now. So they're, and this is again one of those maps that's like more of a defense side of map. So this is not surprising at all. Both teams are equally matched, but Yorga Smith's boyfriend, now with the operator in hand, we got fighting power in favor of Saga's Pookie Bears, while the rest of the team, the rest of the opponents on the Egro side, they're looking to try to play together as much as possible, but with the disadvantage in firepower, it might be super hard, and they're going towards the side with the Sentinel. Ace and get the first pick onto high pegs as the first contest coming through. They know where they are. Afro Style try to peek through, looking for the timing for them off of the contact from CT, but they're holding it back. Stuns coming through, not quite landing where they wanted to be. They're out and about, but it's gonna be a connect onto A, but the fast trades are so good. 2v4, trying their best to find something, not quite finding anything right now. The bomb has not been planted down, and Yorga's on that fast flank as well, but not quite holding it through. Has the op in hand, knows where they might be, trying to clear all the corners as much as possible. Do they spot him through there? Is the timing gonna be bad? They know where he is. The whip is just input so hard, but the back straight the clone to provide some backup. And it's gonna be again Saga's Pookie Bear is gonna come out on top for the first time in a long time this map. They are now the leaders, leading it by 1 point differential. Yorga's clone still, despite him dying, he's still able to help the team out during, like, while he was like 6 feet in the ground. Like, that clone was just unfortunate. But yeah, so 10-11, both teams are on their bye now. So even though that last round the girls did lose that was their save round. So we kind of expect them to lose that round. If they can convert, great, all the better, but they couldn't in that sense, which is totally fine. They do have lockdown here, but they're playing a little bit more of a default-sided kind of composition or kind of layout right now. Yorga's gonna go for a little bit more of a proactive operator there. Lockdown's going to come through to go towards that B side, but the rest of the team is actually going on A. As look at the fake going through. They're trying to sell this as much as possible, but the person who's parked there is Ionator. Ionator is still parked on this site. They know that it could be potential fake coming through. They know where they are. Gonna get the beautiful spam kill. Ionator going absolutely insane right now. Fairy's gonna try to find the timing towards that tree side, but it could be a little too late for them as the rest of the team is going towards heaven. Spike is not quite down yet, trying to find them through. They know where they are. Hunter Fear is coming through, trying to spot them out. They do see one, does connect to one, and it's going to be 3v4. They know where they are, but Chris is on the site by himself and trying to TP out and going there as well, but not dead yet, to provide a little bit more firepower, a little bit more entry. Gets one, gets two, looking for the last one onto the Ionator. And it's going to be the Pookiebears coming back for... Sorry, it's going to be the Eagles coming back for a little bit of revenge there. 11-11. Are we going to see an OT, guys? This is going to be insane if this becomes an overtime. I don't know if I can handle it. Overtime is available, but also both teams have full buy still. Both teams have been playing really smart. I kind of wish that during that last retake, Saga's Pookiebears, they did go for a little bit, take a little bit of tree control too, but at the same time, the positioning for the E-girls were really good. They were taking that mid control, taking that tree control, which allowed for less points of entry for them and less kind of spots to have to look at, which is really, really well done. Got the op in the hands of Jorgen Smith and gets spotted out by the Darge and TP out by a little bit more space, and they're gonna go for it. And it's Fairy holding it down, trying to play close as possible to provide a little bit of help, but Hypex can get a Ionator's gonna kill onto Hypex. Flash coming through, trying to push them back as much as possible. Chris taking the plant down too. And look at Sleeposaurus. Sleeposaurus on a very, very, very late lurk, but it's Fairy trying to hold tree down. Knows that there's 3 people here. Can Fairy get one? Not quite. Gets the kill down, and it's gonna be Alpha Style to secure the kill, and that's a free gun as well. Gets to Chris is by himself on site, trying to hold it down as much as possible. But Sleeposaurus is now in this 1v4, trying to hold them back as much as possible, but the shots are just not connecting. As 11-12 in favor of the Pookiebears. They are one round away from completing the first map. This is match point, guys. This is the first match point. Once again, don't forget, this is the best of 3 series. So the other team, the iBar for E-girls team, they still got a chance at this. They still can win it through if they want. But they're not going, they're going to have to fight as much as possible to get that through. First and foremost, we got the operator coming through once again in the Jorgen Smith's favor, and it looks like they're playing real confident. 3 operators, A, Jorgen Smith, and Zone. All 3 of them got operators, and they're looking for one, but A doesn't quite connect the shot, gets absolutely baited by the jump kill, but Zone is with another op, and the other team must be thinking, what the heck? Why is there another op? Please, what the freak? Yeah. And Jorga knows that they're close, knows the towards that mid side, gets a kill, looking for a second, but TP's out just in the nick of time, as the rest of the team, they have to be forced into pushing towards that A side. The E-girls are looking for a different angle of attack, but with the free side onto A, it looks like it shows really well. And they are going to be retaking with a bunch of ups as well, so it's going to be real hard. The Mindful Drift comes through, they know that they're A side, they know the bomb's been planted, and now they're going to have to play a little bit safe. 3v4, the 3v4, they're trying to push them back as much as possible, and Jorgen Smith is on that flank once again with the Vandal, but it looks like Chris is aware. They're very scared. They're very aware that there could be another flank. Alpha Style with y'all coming through, trying to get a kill. Jorg doesn't go down. Chris can get them one, and they know where they are. They know there's one health, and it's gonna be Alpha Style by himself. The knives are absolutely whipped, but Chris is with the backup shot. Don't worry, get down, Mr. President. As we go into OT, 12-12. E-girls are back in the game.
Overtime.
I wonder if this is gonna be like a overtime ×3, like overtime for this one, and then overtime for Bind, and then overtime for Breeze again. That will be hilarious. I cannot lie. So overtime first. Everyone is equally matched in terms of ultras, firepower, as well as money. So that is a-okay. looks like they're gonna go for Saga's Pookiebears. Look like they're gonna go for a push towards that B side. They know that Sleeposaurus, they can't break the util. They know where Sleeposaurus puts their util, so it's not that bad of a push. But at the same time, I do like them playing a little bit more default. There are only two people towards the B side, so they did read this more better. But I think they are scared of that push out from Hypex. You saw Hypex being super aggressive towards A and B earlier, so they're definitely waiting it out for a little bit. But look at that first contact towards that B side as they're slowly but surely making their way up.
Here.
Sleeposaurus by himself towards mid, just playing off of that bot, and they're gonna come through York Smith trying to find a little bit. They are spotted through the shots are clean coming in from Market right now. They're trying to force York is in a battlefield. Every util being thrown his way, but finding some grace, finding some space there. When Chris is and the rest of the team are there for some backup as they're trying to make their way back onto site, trying to retake this as possible. They do know that one person could be Market, have to clean out this Market through. They spot out Yorga, and it's gonna be Fairy and the rest. But look at that, the late lurk for Ainu did not work. 2v4, the bomb has not gone down yet, and it's gonna be the rest of Afro Style as well as Afro Style and Hero try to pull it through. But the dart is good. Hero gets a kill. A is now on this 1v3, but it's just not enough as Hypex brings the Hunter back into the ground 3, and it's gonna be 13-12 in favor of the E-Girls right now.
Switching sides.
E-Girls, they are finally on their match point. You know, earlier we saw the Pookiebears were on their match point, but now it is time for the match point of the E-Girls. But can they close it out, or are we going to go into another OT, a double OT, one could say? That is going to be the real question there. That is for sure. Both teams are doing amazingly well, but especially Ethereal, Hypex, Inator, and Yorgismith, they are definitely holding their team up and being the strong pillars of support and foundation that their team really needs there. Playing a little bit more towards that B side, but look at the proactivity coming through by Aquastyle. They know that he's there trying to find a pick, doesn't quite connect it through as Hypex can get the kill too. And A trying to get a trade, doesn't get the trade through. 4v3, a little bit of toxicity, but you know, it's okay. No worries. We at UTS, we don't condone full toxicity, but a little bit of friendly competition today, okay? They know that one person towards that main side, so they're going to be really wary of that. The rest of the team is going to go for that CT side. They know where they are. Trying to find a kill. Inator does end up getting that kill. 3v3. The numbers are evened out. They know where they are, but the defenders are spread open as the attackers are now trying to hold down the timer and hold it down on the side. They do spot him out through, trying to find a little dark. The shorty is there. You know where he is. Chris is gonna have to go down, and Hypex and Ethereal on site struggling to survive. But it's Hypex this one, looking for another, and does get the last one, and it's gonna be the knives available. 3K looking for the fourth. Trying to tap, knows he's off, knows he's not there, trying to play as smart as possible, and then has to go for a tap, and the knives are not quite shooting. It's just impossible. Hypex with the 4K, defeating them. The round has to go in favor of the E-Girls. E-Girls, take a sense, map 1. E-Girls doing an amazing job. They absolutely during the OT showed up. They were so good on taking their space. They held it down especially, but obviously we got to take into consideration that last round Hypex was fighting an entire war, some provided help by the team, of course, but getting that 4K, really closing it out and playing that time, you know, knowing that, okay, let me just jiggle peek that bomb. I know they're not up yet. It's okay. Like, it's a 1v1 now. And then forcing I need to have to, you know, hold the bomb and just absolutely finishing up that round to secure them map 1 was absolutely insane. But Yorga Smith, again, we've seen this player in intramurals, anyone who's watched other Valorant intramurals, Eurosmith has consistently been a player that shoots. Okay, this kid is a freaking shooter, and with 27-17, he definitely came out here to win and play. But unfortunately, it just wasn't quite enough for Saga's Pookie Bears. But again, first map, super close, double OT. But again, it's going to have to be the team of Ibar for Eagles. They're gonna have to take map one. As we go into map two of Bind, don't stay tuned, guys. We're going a quick little break, and we will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much once again for joining us in this University of Toronto Esports Winter Intramurals for Valorant. And again, these are the quarterfinals. And yeah, it's going to be a $200 prize pool once again, as you guys know. And right now, the game's going between Team I Bark for E-Girls and Team Saga's pookiebears as they fight for that semi-finals position to hopefully make it all the way to the grand finals. But once again, we saw the first map on Ascent 14-12 in favor of iBark for E-Girls. They were able to make it super decisive towards that OT time, but it is definitely time for some next map action as we go into Bind. And when we go into Bind, we got to take a look at the composition as well, right? But what's more important about composition? I think the most important thing right now for us students is got to be your bank account. And to help you guys out with your bank account, BMO is here to help you focus on what's important with BMO as checkings and savings account, credit cards, and borrowing options specifically designed for students. Plus, get up to 12 months of Domino's Pizza, which is worth $190, by the way, with BMO's current student offers. Visit bmo.com/students for details. And don't you forget about their gaming channel. BMO Next Level Twitch is live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, run by the lovely Sean Frame, BMO's gaming relations specialist. And Sean brings a commitment to helping viewers achieve their financial goals and has a passion for gaming as an active member of the gaming community. Thank you so much, BMO, for helping us set up our intramurals and sponsoring us as we get into this next map. Once again, the E-Girls are on that map point. You know, it's a best of 3 series with Breeze being the decider. But Saga's pookiebears were definitely not one to just take it lying down. They're going to definitely fight for this one, especially on Bind. So as we go in right now, we got to see whether that is going to be true or whether the E-Girls are going to really come out on top and make this a clean 2-0 for the night. But yeah, let's take a look first at the ever so important luck of that draft, as well as the chosen agents for this composition for this particular map going through right now. Let's take a look onto Bind. We got Yorga Smith already on that Yoru. We saw Yoru in VCT played by Tens before, as well as I believe Austin played at one point, and then Zekin also I think on Yoru as well. But you know, to pick your favorite Yoru player and we'll take it and leave it, right? My favorite is Tens. I gotta say I'm a Tens player, so what can I say? Anyways, besides the point, Yorga Smith on that Yoru player. We got that zone on the Clove once again. Clove again being that kind of secondary smoke. It will be really, really good for Bind, especially if Ioneer does end up locking in the Viper. With that ISO pick, double duelist composition, double smokes, and no sentinels at all for Bind, which is quite interesting because Bind, I would say, is one of the maps where I guess the map is really small, so you don't really need a sentinel too much, but you just don't have as much util to hold them back, except for, you know, the Tejo as well as the Viper. We haven't seen a lot of Tejos recently, so after style playing on Tejo is definitely going to be one to look out for. On the other side of the defenders, we have, Hypex, Ethereal, Fairy, Chris, and Sleeposaurus. Hypex locking in the race. Hypex has been a very strong duelist player. We saw him play Jet earlier on Ascent. Really well done. So I'm definitely hoping for that double satchel, that entry utility, and the entry duelist of Hypex to really shine through for this map as well. Ethereal's coming through as well with that Sova once again. And also Fairy and Chris. Fairy is going to be on Breach. I know Fairy is definitely a Breach play. A Brim player. My apologies. A controller player. So I think Fairy's definitely in their comfort zone right now, as Chris is going to be on that Breach instead. Breach, amazing agent for bind, or just for any kind of any map, in my opinion. Just such a strong initiator. And of course, we got Sleeposaurus on the Vise. Love the Vise pick, honestly. I don't think Vise gets played enough, in my opinion. A lot of lost potential. Vise is also really good on Ascent, in my opinion. So definitely looking forward to that. You got the wall to like shut them down. You also got the vine traps to kind of snare them away and to like avoid them from pushing the site, where having to take damage through it too. But that wall has always been very, very good. But it can also be baited out though, which is the only bad thing about that wall. But it does have a really long timer. Anyways, first on the throw, pistols coming through. Got a couple of shorties. Got a couple of ghosts there. Tejo's gonna go for a drone, trying to find this information. Yorka does already get a pick through onto Ethereal with the shorty, and it's gonna be upgrade towards a pistol. Fairy by himself towards the backside, trying to hold as much as possible, and it's gonna be Hypex to hold them back a little bit more, but it's just not quite enough. As 3v4, the situation is so dire, is so dangerous. Bombs gonna go down through. They do spot them out towards the CT. They know where they are. Fairy stuck in the corner. Thorns are gonna get activated as much as to provide a little bit more coverage. Got the Tejo Molly's. Got the tail mollies coming through the missiles, but spot a little bit of information, but it's going to be a kill by Afro onto Fairy, as Chris completely gets the kill onto Afro. 2v3. The bomb is not quite planted for them, as Chris is holding them, and Sleeposaurus looking for one, but it's going to be Yorga with 1 health left on their health bar to clean it out. First pistol is going in favor of Saga's Pookiebears, as they're now gonna force up to some buys. Got the Spectre coming through, got a couple Vandals. I'm expecting Afro to pick up a Vandal again, and a little bit of confident player, you know what I'm saying? So definitely looking for that. And on the other side, it's gonna have to be a full save coming through for the E-girls, as they have to kind of save up their money in order to be in a position to buy for the next round. They're gonna go for another push towards that A side, as it's gonna be a stack towards A, hoping to play off each other as much as possible. Yorga is coming through with a little bit of picks, kind of take some timing through, but it's just a dart, and it's 2 picks already for the side of the E-girls, as the kittens are just they're getting shut down one by one. Guns are ablaze and guns are down too, as look at the timing, look at the space being taken. TP out for Yorga as Hypex goes down, but it's easier to get killed off the zone. Fairy gets killed by Ionator, and it's gonna be 3v2 rotating over. Bomb is down on side towards that cubby, and 2 players are towards that B side. They know that the bomb is there. They know that there's 1 person left alive. They know it's just gonna be Ionator. They have to ice Ionator, has to ice the fight, but it's gonna be 1, and Ethereal gets a nasty 4K for a beautiful thrifty for the team. Ethereal really showing up that thrifty there. That was absolutely insane for the E-girls. They got some free upgrades. They got a Bulldog. They got a Vandal, and that is insane. The conversion has just been so juicy, and it's now going to force the Pookiebears to have to go for a full save. Yorga again with that shorty, but the rest of the team has a Sheriff as well, a couple classics down, but we saw Yorga earlier with a quick little CP pick, so I'm definitely expecting another one there. A little flash coming through, knows that they're there, gets one, doesn't quite connect the shots, as some backup is there. Alliance doesn't find it, but Fairy caught with the pants down as Hypex as he goes down. Thorns are down. They know where they are. They know one person's on site. Chris gets killed. So an Einator on the kill on Chris. As Sleeposaurus as well as A are now holding it down. Sleeposaurus trying to push them back. Knows where they are, but it's gonna be A with the spray through as Afrostyle's gonna get that plant down. Defenders, it might be another Thrifty looking for them. Look at the guns to the 3 playing towards the elbow side. They know where they are. They know the salvo's coming through. And I need to get Fairy, and it's gonna be another Thrifty. It's Thrifty over Thrifty. Welcome to Black Friday sale, ladies and gentlemen. Your people are just selling everything. It's Thrifty after Thrifty. 2-1, 5-2, and a 5-2 for Theory and Ine with a 4-3. What an amazing round coming through. We're able to play together so smart. Yorga drawing their attention, was able to get the pick onto Hypex. Unfortunately, Fairy wasn't able to trade or had the gun out in time for the trade, but that is A-okay, or in time for the kind of like protect Hypex from dying. But it's all good. You know, the guns are looking real good for the team of the Pookiebears, as the E-girls are now looking to save there and try to play a little bit more together. And Sleeposaurus can get absolutely spotted out. They know where he is, and that is a sentinel down as the free side comes through. Chris is by himself on site, has to find something, tries to find anything with a frenzy, but they know where he is. They're gonna spot him through, and they're gonna absolutely shut him down. Hypex with the Bucky. Immortal Gun Bucky. With the Bucky looking for one, but A is going to get the kill onto Fairy as Hypex is left in a 1v5 with a Bucky, looking to do as much damage as possible, as the rest of the team is looking real healthy, real confident for the rest of this round. What a great round coming through. Just what an unfortunate placement by Sleeposaurus in that underneath hookah area, getting spotted by the dart and have to run away, but no smoke in sight, so getting absolutely shut down and getting shot down by the other team, by the Pookiebears, so which allowed for that free sight. And Hypex once again trying to go for a post plan or trying to go for some exits, but all the exits seems to be gone, and now it's just gonna have to die to the bomb here, as the rest of the team are just kind of playing it safe and, you know, saving their guns. They're in such a good position, and they're real happy right now. 1-3 attackers win it through. The Pookiebears are looking real confident right now. 1-3. They're starting off real strong, and you got the kill contract available as well. Dimensional Drift, you got some information. That combo could be really deadly. Yorka Smith with the Dimensional Drift, and then combo that with A's kill contract in order to, you know, secure a pick onto A if the shots are good. If the shots are good, guys, remember. But you also got Ethereal with the Hunter Sphere to push them back, or, you know, to provide a little bit more firepower against them. But again, rounds coming through, they're gonna go for a quick pick towards that A side. Dimension just gonna come through to try to spot them out. Hunter Spear is gonna come through as well to push them back as much as possible. A lot of shots being taken. They see a free side, they know where they are, they know that the Sleeposaurus is here, they're gonna connect it, and it's gonna be a Dimensional Drift taken away as Yorga Smith is gonna hold that body. A is gonna get the kill as Yorga leans it through too. 2v5, knows exactly where they are, gonna throw up the drone to try to bait it out, knows that they're there, trying to find a little angle, but it's going to be the smoke to cover them out as the drones can spot them through, as Chris is getting completely sprayed down. It gets Patches zone off guard, but it's gonna get traded through as well. Yorga finishing through with a 3k onto Fear as attackers win another decisive and powerful round off of the defenders. The Pookiebears, again, what did I say about that combo play? Yorga Smith and A, they are just best friends holding each other's hands and walking through the battlefield that is this map on Bind. Yorga with the Dimension Drift just gets onto A, and then Yorga coming out to hold the body in case A loses the fight, but then ends up holding the angle as well to get that extra kill, which allowed for their team to have so much control and so much space onto that B site. And looking again, they're trying to replicate that same kind of success as they're going for another push towards that B side. But now with them aware, it's gonna look like they're gonna have to push back. They're gonna be stacking through as the Pookiebears, as the E-girls are now having a 3-stack towards that B side. But reading it through, it looks like they're gonna be pushing back towards that B side. It's really good that the Viper, we have INA just holding it down towards that B long side. They already set it up the wall for the take towards A, just waiting for the timing from the teammates to call it, and the wall's gonna come through already as they try to clear towards that U-Haul side. But again, who's left online right now? It's Fairy. Fairy's going to be caught with his pants down, trying to find one. Doesn't quite connect the shot as it's going to be a shutdown, but Ethereal gets two with the Ares, bringing it to 4v3. The spike is down. A does secure the kill onto Ethereal, which allows for a little bit more of a take. But look at Einator in position for that rotate towards A side, and the plan is going to go down as Sleeposaurus is now upgrading some guns. Got some guns back and forth, but that Viper's pit is going to be up as well as Einator and also A are both on site, holding it down together. Hypex trying to spray through, doesn't quite find anything there, but they're going to just play together as much as possible. Knows where it is, knows where that is. Einator's going to get it through, and it's going to be A to finish it through onto Hypex with a 3K. Saga's Pookiebears, they're definitely looking real confident, real nice right now. Then again, they do have a double controller and a double duelist composition, so you kind of do expect them to do a little bit better on that attack side, especially with the walls. Despite that, on their defense side, they could be in trouble. They don't have a sentinel, so they don't have as much hold power for a site compared to Sleeposaurus or other sentinels like a Cypher, a Deadlock, or even a KJ. Chris is gonna get spotted out by the drone. They know that he's there. Kill going through, gets one. Shield's coming through too. They know where he is. Gonna try to get a stun onto Afrostyle as it's a 1v1 between Afrostyle and Chris. 1-2 gets the second kill, and Chris is out of there. Little bit of help, and it's gonna be it's gonna be Einator trying to spot them through. It does end up spotting Ethereal. This will get dinked through, and it's gonna be Ethereal coming out on top on that fight. As look at the amount of space that has been taken by the defenders right now. The E-girls are really, really upping their game. They're trying to hold them back. They're playing a little bit more aggressive. The first 2 kills by Chris was really, really helpful, but as well as from Ethereal, that kind of drone to back them up and have to focus their attention on the other side in fear of a TP was definitely a really, really well done support as well. But fast take towards that side, going to go through the wall. They're going to try to spot out, and Sleeposaurus holding that down, and they know where he is. Dawn is going to get them down, but Sleeposaurus to finish it through. Nobody come onto my site as it's a flawless for the E-girls. E-girls coming through. They are at a 2-5 disadvantage comparing to the other team, comparing to the Pookiebears, as the Pookiebears are really doing really well here. 2-5, you do expect them to do well again with that double duelist, double controller kind of composition. 10-3A is really just on fire right now as the two are fighting it through. But look at that. Look at the amount of space that Hypex is taking. The showstopper did end up being popped, but it doesn't quite find anything. But the sound's coming from the Hypex and gets spot out. They know where he is. They're all blinded. They cannot see. But unfortunately, the ult is not going to quite hold on to that, as Hypex with a fast flank with some help there from Fairy is going to secure them this round, as now it's just Yorga, as Yorga here try to hold them back, but Hypex gets a 4K and he's on for an ace. They're looking for the last player. They're looking for the sneaky rat. They're looking for Ionator and try to give Hypex his ace there, but Ionator looking for some space, looking for a little bit. Utility does get one. Now they know where he is, but the bomb is on site. They know where he is, and it's Ethereal to steal the ace on Hypex as defenders win another round. E-girls are winning another round, despite Hypex going for that ultra aggressive showstopper towards the A short side, double satchelating through, doesn't quite find it, but then knowing that if they're not there, they gotta be on B. Fast flanking with Ethereal, providing a little bit of backup for the rest of the team to kind of crunch Ionator and the rest of the team. To crunch Afrostyle A and the rest of the team in that hookah area was so well done. The amount of space taken, the awareness, and just in general, it was just a beautifully done round. And now looking at this next round, Yorga has a dimensional drift. Once again, this kid has a dimensional drifted everywhere. They know where Fairy is. They're gonna kill contract her, and it's gonna be some space taken. Now, once again, that kind of utility combination holding it back. They know where they are. They're gonna have to go through. Vi's ultimate is coming through. They know where they are too. Gonna suppress one of them, but it's gonna be A for the pick, and Hypex coming through. And it's gonna be a I'm not dead yet, guys. I'm gonna hunt them down instead, as Chris is left in a 1v5 trying to find one, but no, it's Zone lives it through as the Clove gets revived straight from the dead. 9-6, 3-6 in favor of the Pookie Bears right now, and what a great round for them indeed. Despite the amount of ults being used, you know, we saw the not dead yet being used. I think that was a little bit of a push there with the not dead yet, because you had like one person left alive on the team, you had a bunch of other people in your team like that was still alive. Rolling Thunder is available for Chris. You got Fairy with that Orbital Strike, so could have been used for a different play, but that's okay. A round is a round, a win is a win. And we're looking for that fight towards that shower silo. Drone coming through to try to spot out them, but they don't quite spot out Hypex. Fairy's gonna go down, looking for one. Hypex readjusts, gets a second, looking for third, doesn't find the third, but that's okay as Chris is there. But no, Ionator is just so aware, gets the 3K down, as now Ethereal is trying to hold them back on site. Spike is down 2v2. Yorga Smith versus Ethereal, and Ethereal comes out on top, knows that the last person is one shot away from death, gets the spray down, and it's Ethereal holding it down like the support that he is, like the foundation, and the absolute boss of that
Don't give them time to
4-6, close game coming through. We got 4 ults available for the side of the E-Girls. We got the Showstopper again by Hypex, you know, with that 4K was able to farm that or was able to farm the Showstopper for sure. Chris with the Rolling Thunder as well as Orbital Strike, still available Fairy, and also Hunter's Fairy coming out for that Ethereal. On the other side, there's no ults available for the Pookie Bears, but still their money is real comfy right now. Hypex again going super aggressive, trying to find one, doesn't quite connect the shot. The shots are going down. They're trying to push him back as much as possible, but it's Ionator with the flank to come down and kill Hypex. Ethereal's gonna get the kill on Ionator, and it's gonna be a take towards that B side as Fairy is left alone on A. Always playing this angle, maybe should change it a little bit, but what works, okay? So it's A-okay. Coming through a little bit, trying to make a little bit of contact as much as possible. Thorns are going to be activated. They know where he is. They know that someone could be on site. Sleeposaurus and get one. Chris with the backup, and it's going to be a beautiful hold by Sleeposaurus and Chris as the defenders win another round, bringing them only a 1 round differential between evening up. Last round of this half as well. We got the Viper Spit for Ionator, but 2 ults used by the defense, but they still got 2 more. You got the Rolling Thunder, you got the Orbital Strike. There's still a lot to do, and I think that what I want to see from the Saga Pookie Bears is kind of a take towards A side. Every time they've hit that A side, it feels like it's really worked out for them. On the other end, whenever they hit that B side, especially with Sleeposaurus on deck holding it down, it has been really hard for them to kind of secure. But they're going to be playing a little bit more default, a little bit more smart as they're trying to just feel it out and try to secure this last one before we switch it over. Remember, last one for this half, and Rolling Thunder didn't come through to try to spot them through. Chris not quite connecting, but is kind of aware that there's someone there. Blind's coming through, and it's a beautiful blind, but Ionator gets out just in the nick of time. Those shots coming through, after Styles and come through as well. Yorga Smith gets a kill onto the Hypex, but it's going to be an Orbital Strike to stop them from planting as Yorga is able to get the kill. Zone gets a kill onto Fairy, but the Spike is down for the count. 2v3. What can 2 people do in this situation, especially when the Viper's pit is up? Zone holding a real aggressive angle there, but unfortunately gets blocked out by that Viper's pit, and the rest of the team gonna play inside that pit to play off each other. Chris as well. Kristen is trying to get picked. Doesn't get to go onto Yorka. Beautiful sprays coming through. Stuns coming through as well. But the time is ticking down. Tick-tock on the clock. My name is Kesha. As Zone is going to get the kill on Sleeposaurus, but Chris by himself. Decay as the time is going down, trying to find a fight. Gets the one. Knows where he is. But does he know where the last person is? No, he doesn't. Spots him through. Trying to secure it, but Zone with the 3K to secure the round. 5-7 in favor of the pookiebears.
Switching sides.
Switching it through, we're on the next half of this map. Once again, this is map point for the team of the E-Girls. So, Saga's pookiebears are definitely looking to keep themselves back in line for grand place running, or even just at least get that coveted position of the semi-finals for tomorrow. So they're doing the best that they can, but 5-7 and with no sentinels in their roster, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to hold. But once again, caster curse is definitely a thing, and I've definitely done that before, so I'm not surprised if they end up winning it through despite all of that. Yorga playing in a very methodical angle, trying to find one, does find one, and gets out a little bit of a timing. Beautiful bait with the clone as well. The wall's gonna come down as they're trying to find their footing and coming through too. They know where he is. They're trying to find him. They saw him, and the timing is so crucial. They're trying to find him, but the shots and I'm still trying to go for the knife, but he gets it. He's still in the side. Chris knows where he is too, and they're gonna go for a back and forth pick after side on sides. 1v3 as A goes down by Chris. What a chaotic round. Yorga trying to go for a knife. Unfortunately, only 2 shots in the chamber is not really going to help that out anymore. But yeah, first pistol is gonna go in favor of the E-Girls as 6-7, evening out once again. 14-8 Ether is just on fire right now. I cannot lie. Chris as well has been doing an amazing job. Great util usage as well as just helping the teammates out when trying to secure some space or even secure a kill and getting those trades, right? So they're gonna go for that buy. They got a couple Spectres, got an Ares as well as a Bulldog, but they're gonna go for a uber fast take towards that A side, trying to clear them through. Does spot out A. A gets one, but it's gonna get traded out by Chris. The rest of the team are now scrambling to get onto side, get the plant down, but they don't know where the rest of the team are. They don't know where the rest of these defenders are. As Fairy gets killed to Yorga onto Zone, and Sleeposaurus onto Yorga, and Inator onto Fairy. 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. 3v2 Afro style with the frenzy. Spots them through, knows where they are, and they're gonna have to play a little bit safer. But it's gonna be Ether to catch them off guard, as Chris is now playing a little bit more up, and by himself is Inator, but Ether is gonna get that last kill onto him as attackers. Once again, it's gonna be the Eagles to win it through and evening out the scoreboard to 7-7. What a close matchup, guys. Ethereum 16-8, they're just doing such a good job. You know, all the teams, they're pretty close. We got one person close to all, which is a little bit, not super close. Alpha is really close. It's 3 ult points away from getting ult, but again, this is the buy round for them. That was the attackers are gonna go for a bonus, as now the defenders, you know, the pookiebears are going for a full buy with all phantoms. That's of course. But look at how much space that the zone they're taking as they're trying to, you know, bait them through. Know that they potentially could be there. Yorga trying to TP out, gets a TP out, but is barely alive by the hair of his chin. And they're gonna go for a take towards that B side, but it's going to be Inator there to try to hold it down or at least provide a little bit more information. But on the other side, we also got A on that fast flank, hopefully trying to crunch them as much as possible. Plant's gonna go down as the rest of the team are trying to scramble onto side and fight a little bit more space and take a little bit more control going through, and it's gonna be A trying to find the timing, doesn't quite see them, and it's gonna be a self-blind, knows that they're there, gets one, looking for another one. 4v2 Chris, Yorga Smith, and it's gonna be a 1v4 as Chris is now trying to fight them, but it's Inator to finish it through. When they are not down for the count, they're going to come back for more as the pookiebears secure another round for them. 8-7. the Pookie Bears are definitely not allowing not allowing the e-girls to get these points easily. They're definitely they're not going out without a fight as they're trying to secure this map. Once again, if they win this map, they can be brought to map 3, our decider for tonight, which is Breeze, which I'm definitely looking forward to watch. But if they don't, it's gonna have to go for a 2-0 again in favor of the girls. So they are definitely both teams are definitely fighting with all they got right now. Yorga looking real aggressive, trying to find some information. Doesn't really spot anyone towards the right side, towards short, but look at the amount of information that's being spammed through towards the shower side. They know there's a couple people there. They know that potentially there's another teammate or another enemy on the other side of that smoke as they play for that orb, that alt orb. But look at the patience coming through by the e-girls. They're really playing it slow. They're trying their best to, play default, try to find little picks, play off each other. But the first contact is going to come through between Fairy as well as Zone. Zone's going to go down, and it's Fairy with the 2K as that opens up all the options for that site. As they're going through, York gets one, is out, and now they're having to recollect themselves towards showers and decide whether they want to push towards the A side, as Yorga is now in position for a retake. 3v5. Bomb is going down towards triple. You got the TP coming through by A. Ionators towards the CT side as well. They're going to try to fight for a little picks towards that shower side, but with the double peek from Yorga as well as now A is going to get that, trying to push them through and trying to plant them out or try to find them out as much as possible. Clean shot from A. Looking another Hypex gets the kill through. And it's going to be Ionator 1v2. But no, Yorga with the 3K finishes through. Once again, this team is non-stop on fire. They're now back on top. They are going to try to snowball this league as much as possible. 7-9 in favor of the Pookie Bears as they are going into this next round. Next round looking quite dangerous for the e-girls as a couple they're not able to fully buy here. A couple people are going to have to be forced on that light buy with some specters, some light shields, and maybe even just a full save from the team. But I'm not going to look at Ionator now because I don't want the screen to shake too much. Anyways, but the rest of the team, the rest of the opponents on the Pookie Bears, they're looking real confident, real healthy right now. You got the Armageddon available for Afro Style. You also got the also powerful A with the kill contract, super confident. So looking for that. Your guy taking some initial contact towards A short to find a little bit of information. Does spot them out, knows that somebody has a Ares, but they're gonna back up after that information. Drone's gonna come through, doesn't quite spot any information, doesn't really see anyone, but knows that there's no one in that immediate in front of smoke position. So they're gonna go for that regress towards that B site as Hypex with a judge is now having to fight in the gulag with A, trying their best, but no, it's gonna be A with the longer range weapon to hold it down and stop them. Armageddon coming through to stop them through as well, trying to push it down, but it's not quite gonna connect. Those blinds coming through, and look at the amount of util being used by that retake team, but they're not even out yet, but they are out. My apologies, the bomb is down for 5v3. The orbital strike through as well. 2v4, last person alive, and it's all up to Imperial as it gets 1v2, looking for another one, doesn't quite find it, but it's okay as time is ticking down. The bomb is going to explode, and look at this timing, and Ethereal with the clutch of that with an 8-9 finish. What a round from Ethereal. What a transfer indeed. If anybody wants money transfer, let this guy do it, because that spray transfer with the Ares was absolutely insane. 21-10. This kid is on fire. He can do it all with a Odin or with an Ares. It doesn't matter. Even if it's cheaper, all for it. And that is going to be the Hunter's Field available for him now, as now the other side, we got some Buckies as well, a hero rifle coming through for Team the Pookie Bears. This is going to be a pivotal round, but Chris didn't get the kill onto Yorga Smith. They know that he loves to push this angle. They know that he loves to play it real aggressive, despite, oh my god, and Chris gets the kill onto Afro Style as well for the 2, but it's Zone with the kill onto Chris, and Zone is by himself now. Oh, Actually, no, he's not. It's a 2v2. The showstopper's gonna come through. But Zone tries to run away, but it's just not quite enough as Ionator with a pistol, with the also trusty, with the very, very trusty classic, tries to find them, but not quite so. They know where he is. They know they got the advantage. They're gonna get that plant down, but now it's all up to one person, and one person it is, Ionator with the rifle, but with 2 people left alive and a little pickup on the Phantom, it is doable. It is definitely doable, guys, but whether he can isolate any of these fights is a real question here. So to take towards that hookah area, the darts gonna go through, knows that they're there, knows that they have an inkling where he is, gets spotted out, but does he know where his Hypex is? No, he doesn't, as Hypex cleans it through. Showstopper kill, and then a regular, good old trusty kill to the dome by Hypex with that 3K. And it's going to be a 9-9. Once again, what a close game. Both teams are now evened up, but it's going to be a full buy for both teams as well. They're evened up in firepower, and it's going to be 3 ults in favor of the E-Girls. You got the Hunter's Fury, you got the Rolling Thunder, and you also got the Vi's Garden of Thorns. And we also got the Not Dead Yet by Zones. So technically, you got 6 players on there. You can play a little bit more aggressive here if you want to, but that's all up for Count. Zone holding it down, knows that potentially they could be popping out of here any second now, but Yorga here with some help, but Hypex is there, knows that they're there for sure, gets spotted out by the drone. They have to push away, they have to try to find a new angle to attack. Ethereum gets a little, gets attacked and try to come through, but Hypex just going absolutely insane. Hunter's Fury going through, and Zone is trying to find the kill onto Ethereum, but Ethereum instead is gonna get the pick. Now it's Chris as well as Barry to hold it down towards the U-Haul, but Barry's getting the bait, beautiful bait from Chris, and it's gonna be a finish up by Ethereal. Clean takes coming through, attackers win, and they're now back on top. The E-Girls are now 1 round closer to securing this map, and also 1 round closer to securing that coveted spot for the semifinals. What an amazing play earlier in the showers area. You know, we had Sleeposaurus as well as Zone, Sleeposaurus and sorry, we had Fairy and Chris, you know, playing that U-Haul, baiting for each other, where at least Chris was baiting for Fairy, getting that kill, but also the kill onto Yorga in that TP side. They definitely know that Yorga doesn't fake TP. He knows that this guy loves to fake TP or like try to bait a TP towards that CT side with the teleporters, right? So that's definitely a fight that they are going to take, where they're going to at least double check the teleporter despite the clone coming through. And it's going to have a Bucky in U-Haul. So trying to play a close angle as much as possible, but with a bunch of people on site, it's going to be a bit hard. Zone very close, very, very, very close indeed. Gets it down, doesn't know where they are, and it's going to be A to try to hold them back. They know where he is. A gets another kill onto Chris, and it's 4v2 all of a sudden. The Thrifty is alive and truly well, as Fairy is getting sprayed through by on triple, as Hypex is left by himself in 1v3, but this guy has done it. If you've ever seen a player do it, and it's definitely going to be Hypex, as he is trying his best to get as many kills as possible, but the Thrifty is so true, as the Bucky finds so much value between A as well as Zone. 10-10, evening out the scoreboards. Once again, both teams are very, very much at the same level of play, and they're definitely trading rounds for rounds. But now with this next round coming through, which team is truly gonna push forward and come through? I'm definitely want to see another Yorga Smith and also a combo with that dimensional drift as well, kill contract, so you know, bring the numbers down a little bit more. You know, we know A's feeling himself. He's definitely getting some nice kills, nice picks there, so definitely one to watch out. Yorga Smith as well as Kay gets a kill. They're swinging together. Beautiful play together there. And Ethereal as well as Hypex get the kill into Ionator, but it's gonna be it's gonna be the Thorns down as they're struggling to stay alive on site. But Yorga ends up getting out just in the nick of time. Bomb's gonna go down, trying to isolate his one. The timing is impeccable as Afro gets a kill onto Fairy as well, but Ethereal
One
to kill the
enemy
zone.
remaining.
1v2. Sleeposaurus. Can this player clutch it up? Can he be the saving grace that this team needs? Trying to isolate the fight, but no, it's Afterstyle as well as Yorga Smith to close it through as defenders win another round. It is definitely 10-11. The teams are going back and forth once again, and with 4 ults in the roster, in the absolute arsenal of the team of the pookiebears, they're looking real confident as now look at the buys coming through for the e-girls. They have to go for a save or they risk losing it all here. Whether are they gonna really buy or are they gonna save? They have to save here. We can't have them buy here or else they're gonna just absolutely lose the round. The only chance of them winning is to come through and, you know, maybe even get a thrifty or something, but it's definitely hard right now. Armageddon available, playing really slow. They're trying to isolate those fights. A does get the kill onto Fairy, so it's gonna be one person down as the rest of the team are trying to find their ones. Here this gets spotted out by that Teho drone, and we have Hypex waiting in wait towards the shower side to try to pick someone off and try to get a little bit of a timing in time for someone to look towards short. Drone coming through. Spot him out towards that U-Haul side. A lot of utilities being thrown out as well. As the rest of the team coming through. I need to just get the kill onto Hypex. That's now it's 3 attackers left online. The kill conscious to secure a round as well. But it's Ethereal trying to find a fight with Ionator as it's just a 2v5. Sleeposaurus trying to find one, but no, it's zoned. As Ethereal's left by himself, gets the one, but it's just not quite enough. As Afrostyle's gonna get that defuse, or A gets a defuse, and it's gonna once again match point in favor of the pookiebears.
I was sweating.
Match point.
One more.
pookiebears on match point. We saw them on match point early on Ascent, but what happened afterwards? We had the e-girls coming for some revenge, and they were to bring it to OT. So with the buys now from the save last round, this is going to be a potential last round to bring us into potentially a map 3. But e-girls are not down for the count yet. They got 2 ults there. Yorga Smith still got all, Ionator still got ult as well, but as well we got the Rolling Thunder and also the Hunter's Fury for Etheria. So this could be anyone's game still. Trying to play a little bit methodical, a little bit slower, but A and Yorga have just been the best of friends there. But Hypex is gonna get the kill on the Yorga. Beautiful flash coming through by Chris as well. A is holding it down, trying to play as close as possible, but it's gonna absolutely get sprayed down there as now it's up to A Ionator to hold this site and keep it still alive. But look at that fast rotate towards the A side. 3v5. That's a full site clear for them as the rest of the team are scrambling to get back on site to hold them back. A zone gets one, looking for a second, does have the heal, knows that there's someone close. The wall doesn't quite get put down, but now he's completely zoned off as Afrostyle is left by himself on site to try to get something, get anything if possible. Looking through, Sleeposaurus holding the U-Haul. Ionator gets one, looking for another one. Oh no, but it's gonna be the duo. 2v2. Ionator, no, but it's Hypex with a 3k and one person left alive, and Ionator is trying his best. The Rolling Thunder comes through. He's gonna get stunned up, trying to hold an angle, but Chris finishes off 11-12. They're back in the game. They're not letting this go. This is the quarterfinals. Of course we're gonna get a game like this. Very last round of this matchup, right? Of this half at least. You know, it's the e-girls, their job and their absolute wish right now is to bring this over into OT. They've done it last time and they can do it again. I totally believe it. 11-12. While on the other side we have the pookiebears. They're definitely looking to close it out. They still got 2 ults available, you know. You got the Viper Spit to hold down the site to, you know, provide a little bit more control for anything, but they're definitely holding it back. Look at this fight get towards that long side. Hunter's really coming through. They're trying to push them out as much as possible. Flash is coming through, but it's not quite good enough. Chris gets a kill onto A. The flash a little bit late, and Yorga's by himself towards that long side. They're gonna have to back up and try to reaggress and find a different angle of attack. Sleeposaurus looking for a little pick and a beautiful kill on the zone. Sleeposaurus kills Avrostyle as well. Not dead yet, activated by Zone. They know where he is. He's gonna get the kill. Zone's gonna feel alive still, but Fairy gets the trade out, but buys just enough time for Yorga Smith to go for that flank. But a beautiful kill point here. So proactive. 3v1. The kills, these shots were so close, but not quite. Finds one, knows that where they are, trying to isolate the kills as much as possible as Yorga goes in for the kill, goes in for the isolations, for the fights in the 1v2, but time is ticking down, trying to find Hunkat, but the shots are just not on the head as Yorga goes down, and it's a team ace bringing us
Switching
into
sides. Overtime.
And of course it's OT. What can you expect? You know, we saw this happen last map on Ascent, and it's definitely gonna happen here again. Now, the question is, can the Eagles recreate the success on Ascent and close this map out with a clean 14-12 again? Or, on the other hand, are we going to see the team of, ladies and gentlemen, of the pookiebears coming through with the 2 extra rounds and winning it through to bring us into map 3? Definitely one to watch out, but I do think Yorga has playing a little bit too aggressive. They've been playing kind of like the same plays with him and A, you know, holding that B long. So I want to see something a little bit different, and something a little bit different it is. Though their team has been pushing towards that shower side, so I don't know if this is a good push here, a good pick as shots being fired on both sides. But Hypex in position for Fairy to provide a little bit of that baiting. Flash is coming through. They know they're coming through right now. Aeson gets spotted out. Hypex goes down, and Zone's gonna get a kill onto Fairy, and it's gonna be Ethereal by himself on that A side, trying to hold them back as much as possible. But with 5 people pushing the site, it's gonna be real hard, especially with the kill conch coming through. It's gonna catch Ethereal, as now it's a 1v1 inside the gulag, but not. It's gonna get the kill. But guess who's in line for the kill? They're not. No, they almost whipped at it, but the spike is down. 2v3 defenders are still alive, but there's one person left online, and it's just Chris. Chris in a 1v2 situation does have a flash. Flash is coming out, but it's Ionator Avrostyle, as it's gonna be Avrostyle coming on top on that aim duel. Teammates 12 and 13. One more round closer. Match point for the pookiebears, as now the Eagles are looking to even it back up. Time out is gonna start right now as we go back 1 second. Timeout's starting out right now, but what happened there? It was just an insane round coming through, you know, especially unfortunately, you know, Hypex did get absolutely cleared out towards the shower side, but you know, we also saw how Fairy was trying to play the bait, but probably didn't swing fast enough or try to go for the trade, as you know, they were not really in position, which allowed for the 2 easy picks on A, and then the complete rolling in and kind of like take over of that A side, which is forced into a retake. But again, 12 and 13, you know, there's still a chance for them to keep this alive. The E-girls are definitely looking forward to getting this money and bringing it back to a second OT once again, or bringing it back to another OT. But yeah, both teams are doing amazing. But Ethereal with 30 kills and 16 deaths, he is seriously putting in the work. Somebody give this guy a raise, someone give this guy a medal, because he is just doing the absolute most right now. Timeout's over, and again, this is that deciding round. Are we going to make it to map 3? Are we going to make it to Breeze? Or are we going to stop at Bind and Ego is going to move on to that kind of semifinals position, you know? But let's take a look. It looks like another default push, but again, with the pushed by Yorga as well as A towards A side, they're taking that presence. They're playing a little bit more proactive, as well as towards showers as well. And it seems like the Egos are reading that. They know that they're there. They're gonna play a little bit safer, play a little bit backer, you know, try to go for a short take instead. As you know, there we have Avrostyle as well as Zone holding the shower side. And they got the drone now. They're gonna try to spot them out as much as possible. They do spot out. They do suppress Chris and spot out Sleeposaurus, and they're gonna slowly but surely make their way up. They know that someone's towards that shower side coming through, and they're gonna go through, but they're gonna double wrap up 4. But it's gonna be Chris with that late lurk, that late hit towards A side. Full takes for the team, and it's gonna be a 5v5 retake situation. But with a bunch of presence being made towards that shower side, there's not a lot of space for the attackers, for the e-girls to kind of like look after right now, especially with that smoke coming through too. Vulnerable's coming through, looking for a pick. It's gonna be A coming through with there, but Chris gets killed into Yorga Smith as they're going for it late, slowly but surely. Stun's coming through. It's going down. It's really going down right now. The timer, but it's a clean attacker winning. That evening out once again. What did we say? This is a series, guys. This is what we are looking for. They're evening out 13-13, another overtime, and what a beautiful hold. I do think that, you know, the team over on I do think the pookiebears did a really good job on trying something else and, you know, try to play a little bit more presence towards that shower side. But I do think they stacked a little bit too many people towards showers, with, you know, providing a little bit less pressure towards the CT side or towards the U-Haul. So it's definitely something to look out for, and, you know, maybe change up for when they switch over again. Enemy's gonna get tagged out. They do spot out the Teho. Teho, after Styles doesn't get spotted out, but it still has a lot of utility. A lot of TPs come through. They know that they might be going through towards that A side, as, you know, we got 4 people leaning towards there, bringing the spike over, and, you know, with the smokes coming down as well, Nate's gonna try to push them back a little bit more, but Ethereal's gonna get the kill onto A. But a beautiful spray coming by Hypex as Afro Style, but is Hypex again from kill from triple onto Afro Style, and again Inator is just so hard with Hypex holding the site. A 3K with Barry ending it. It's a flawless 14-13. We're switching sides once again. Match point in favor of the Ego. They are 1 round away from securing this map. 1 round away from finishing this night with a 2-0. 1 round away from going into the semifinals, and they are thirsty for that. That is for sure. Ethereal, Hypex, Chris, and Sleeposaurus and Fairy, they are going to try to fight to the very, very end. But 14-13, don't forget, the pookiebears have been also doing a really good job adapting to the strategies. But look at that aggressive pick towards, or the aggressive play towards that long side once again. But I feel like the Egos, they know that Yorga and A love to play this angle. They know they love to bait for each other. So they're going to try to push them through, and they know what's going on. See? Like, Chris gets the kill into Yorga and Hypex onto A, and it's already the numbers in favor of the Egos, as they have a absolute free sight right now. And it's Inator by himself here trying to get a kill, but no, just the shots are not landing. As Hypex is killed to Inator, and 1-5v2 situation. Boston spots them through. After does get a kill, but it's just so hard, so much util to hold them back, but not enough space to be taking. Chris with the flashes again, and it's 1-2 too late, as attackers are going to win this through. And what did we say, ladies and gentlemen? Your quarterfinals winner for tonight are gonna be the E-Girls, the I bark for E-Girls team. Absolutely insane things, absolutely insane game. Really well done by both teams, but I gotta say, Ethereum and Hypex really did such an amazing job. 34 kills and 17 deaths for Ethereal, 29 and 19 for Hypex, they were both over 320 ACS, you know, but let's not forget Chris, you know, he was providing a lot of amazing utility as a breach, the blinds, the stuns, the rolling thunders to keep them off. A really good job, you know. The Fairy also did an amazing job, as, you know, Smokes was able to smoke off some angles. Of course, there could have been a little bit better for positioning in general for both teams, but overall, it's been amazing. And Sleeposaurus, an absolute beast on defense. We saw Sleeposaurus just holding it down, holding that site, not allowing for another person to step even a bit further past Hookah. Even there was a little bit of misstep every now and then, but still, on defense, more or less, the other team, the Pookie Bears had to stay away from B site just because the Sleeposaurus's util is just so strong there. But again, on the other side, we had the Pookie Bears, Saga's Pookie Bears, 20 and 20. Beautiful kill contract kills, beautiful shots in general. Yorga Smith and kind of comboing the kill contract as well as in a dimensional rift, and Ionator as well holding it down, trying to lurk as a Viper. I do think that Ionator may have been should have maybe lurked a little bit more during the attack side, but it's okay, it happens. And maybe what we can say is their downfall may have just been the lack of sentinels. They just didn't have a sentinel to hold a site down, which had to force them into kind of playing a little bit more aggressive towards B long or towards showers. But then because they kept playing super aggressive towards showers and B long, the other team, the Egos, were reading that and they were kind of playing very patiently. And I definitely think that what really put them out on top, iBark for Eagles, they kind of adapted a lot faster and they really was able to kind of break down their gameplay and know their habits a lot faster than the other team was able to catch up to and change. So that was definitely something like very, very well done. Once again, GG's to both teams, but again, that's going to have to be iBark for Eagles bringing us into the next semi-finals, into the next stream or for semi-finals. And hopefully, if they win through, we might see them for grand finals as well. But while you guys stay and thank you so much for joining us and being so patient. We will be right back for a quick break. We're going to do a little quick interview with one of the players from iBark for Eagles and get a little bit more insight on their gameplay and on their team matchup. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a long night for y'all. Best of three series once again. We had it was the quarterfinals for the UTES Valorant Winter 2024 Intramurals. So right now we have our winner. We have the I Bark for E-Girls captain, the one and only Hypex himself. How are you doing tonight? Very nice, very nice. And how have you been in terms of, prepping for the quarterfinals and playoffs? Have you guys been practicing or, trying to figure out some compositions or like roles, or was it just all like kind of free balling? Mm-hmm. 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 Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, in terms of, like I saw a couple of like the roster for your team, your intramurals. I recognize a couple of them from varsity players, so you guys definitely had some, chemistry going for. Did your experience for, varsity or like being on a maybe, collegiate team help you guys in this at all in terms of team play? Unlucky. Hmm. I mean, that's really fair. But what about for, going forward? You guys are going to be moving on to that semi-finals position tomorrow. And what, oh, it seems that we can't here, you guys. Oh, so sorry about that. Let me give us 1 second, guys. We'll be right back. Hello, guys. We're back. So sorry, guys. We're back. We thought it was you. It wasn't my fault. Okay, it was his fault.
Wait,
Okay?
whoa! Don't.
I'm pointing the gun at you, bro. Okay, I will not be the devil. But like, I should
Why are
double
we
check
doing
if your
that?
audio
Why
was
are we
working.
doing that?
My fault. Anyways, going back to the questions, guys. Sorry, I literally sounded crazy, probably just talking to myself. But yeah, let's go back to the questions. Let's run it back. Time machine going back. Okay, how did you guys prep for this game at all? Did you guys do any scrims? Did any like preparation for like roster or even map picks or bans, anything like that?
No. So we don't really have any plans. We didn't really scrim that much. We normally just played it out, especially with our seeding games. We really took our time and understood which each other or how we played. Uh, that took a bit for me, I'd say. As a duelist, sometimes I'm often like switching roles in my
Mhm.
actual game, like my other gameplay, like when I was in collegiate. I used to play initiator, but now I'm on duelist on here, so it's like the switch is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
What else? In terms of comp, yeah, we just talked it out. We just honestly just go with the flow. What happens, happens, and just try to have fun.
Well, okay, so we literally asked this question earlier, but you said I know that you were on the varsity team, right? And then one of your teammates, which you told me that unfortunately he wasn't here tonight, was on the varsity team in collegiate Valorant. Did that experience help you at all in you know uh prepping yourself for this intramurals, or was it just kind of like, it's just like any other comp game, it's fine, it's whatever.
Yeah, so um, I um, I definitely grew the confidence to be more activated. No, react. No, more aggressive. During these games, especially when there's like there's a price tag to it apparently. And we
Yeah,
gotta
you were aggressive, bro.
there was some times where dude, Fairy was telling me we just need to win. She wants like half off Yubi or something like that. I was
Oh
like, okay,
my.
let's win. And then I just try really hard, and then I think my experience as playing on some tournaments really helped me build that confidence.
And now that your team is moving on to the semifinals, you guys have secured a position there. Do you guys have do you have anything you want to say to your potential opponents for tomorrow?
Um, do I have it? Let me. I don't even know where my next team. I don't even know. Let's just say I may or may not be a threat. I may or may not be doing anything. I just hope I have fun, and if I shit on them, I shit on them. If I don't, I don't. But good luck to
What
them.
the frick, bro? Why don't you have some a little bit more confidence, man? You were popping off on those two
Eh.
games. It's actually insane.
So I
Oh
feel
my.
like I'm just so unlucky sometimes, but yeah.
Fair enough. Sometimes the timing there was just like, I'm
Oh
just like,
my
oh,
gosh.
that is
Oh my gosh.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
The amount of times we got timing, I'm just like, yeah, unlucky. But anyways, besides the point, thank you so much for joining us for the interview and taking the time after that arduous game for be here. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it.
Can you shout out? So,
Yeah, sure. Shout out to got any shout outs you want to say?
oh. Yeah. I don't know. Shit. Shout out to my sister. I don't know.
Wow.
Shout out to Fairy though. Shout out to Justin on my team. The initiator, the solo player.
Word.
Hit a crazy clutch, and a Fairy for IGLing sometimes. You know, she was crazy. You know, she taught me how to play the game. No.
That's
Yeah, she got
crazy.
the crazy stats. Let's just say she got the crazy stats, and I was there. She said to say. Wait, no, I'm just gonna say it. I got the aim. She got the brain. That's what. Yeah.
Okay, fire. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's great then. I'm hoping to see you guys potentially in the grand finals on Sunday at 8 p.m. Once again, guys, we got a stream for the grand finals best of 3 on that Sunday 8 p.m. time EST. So make sure to tune in for that too. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us for the interview. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Thank you. Well, and thank you so much for the rest of you guys, for the viewers. You guys have been absolutely amazing, absolutely hype in the comments, hyping up all your boys, your girls, your friends there, and sticking with us through this entire intramurals and being so very patient and enjoying the games. Really do appreciate you guys. And once again, if you guys have anything else you guys want to potentially do for Valorant, or if you guys want to participate in any intramurals, or anything like that, or future Overwatch or League of Legends, or even potential Marvel Rivals events, feel free to please join our esports, UTES esports Discord server, as well as follow our socials for more updates. And yeah, don't forget. And thank you so much for BMO for sponsoring this game. Once again, BMO, an absolute go for providing us with the pricing. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a League of Legends stream, as well as a Overwatch stream, and on Sunday for grand finals. Take care.